Hello and welcome to CGTN's Groundbreaker. That's CGTN's live streaming roundtable dialogue that brings some of the industry insiders to share their thoughts on various issues. And it's now China's political season as the annual session of the 14th National People's Congress, known as NPC, and the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, known as CPPCC. They are now underway in China's capital, Beijing. And it's also a very important occasion for journalists and reporters like me to cover this event. Me and my colleagues have been working on this day and night during the past days, and we are not alone. Officials say that over 3,000 media personnel from home and abroad have registered to cover this year's two sessions, and many of them are from foreign countries. So today, to get an understanding of how foreign friends see China's political events, we are very delighted to invite four media personnel from four different countries. Welcome you all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining CGTN. Well, first of all, let's introduce ourselves a little bit and get acquainted with each other. So why don't we start with you?
So, hello Ben, my name is Desca. I'm the Chief of Bureau Antara, Indonesia National News Agency. Nice to meet you all, and this is my first time to cover the two sessions.
And Mr. Salam, we have known each other because we worked in the past days for several times. So, but the audience may still don't know you. So please tell the audience about something.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is my third time to the China and first to cover this two session. It is a great honor for me and also a pleasure to me to be part of this your show.
Mm-hmm. And thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. We'll catch on with a lot of topics in our programs later. And how about you?
Hello, everyone. My name is Damira Ibranovic. I'm from Bosnia and Herzegovina, from Radio Television of Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina. This is my first time to be here in China, covering two sessions. I covered it from home, from agencies, but this is total other dimension to be here and doing that from here, from capital.
Welcome to China, Damira.
Thank you.
And one, but not the least, our Reem from Lebanon.
Yes,
tell us, audience, about
hello
something.
Everyone, it's great to be here. I'm Reem Hani, a Lebanese journalist from Akhbar newspaper. It's my second time in China, but my first time in covering the two sessions. And so far, it has been a very unique experience.
Right. So basically, we five of us come from different parts of the world, from Southeast Asia to Central and Eastern Europe. So you've all come here to cover the two sessions, and some of you come here to come to China even for the first time. So why don't we start, with your perceptions to China? Before you come to China, what do you think of China? What perceptions do you have for China? So why don't we start with you?
Okay, so I'm from Jakarta, Indonesia, and a lot of Chinese people there. But I just thought that Chinese people all eat noodles. So when I come here, many Chinese people eat pao and also something from the web. So yeah, it's kind of, I think I go to the wrong city or wrong region because the taste of the food, Chinese food in Indonesia, in particularly in Jakarta, is quite different with the Chinese food in Beijing. But yeah.
And although personally I love noodles very much, but that is actually quite a stereotype to think all Chinese eat noodles. But I think one of the meanings to come to China, in person, is that to break those stereotypes. Like you find, we also eat baozi, and some of us, the areas may eat rice. So these are definitely very meaningful findings. So Mr. Salam, you've been here for three times. Yeah. But think, when is the first time that you come to China?
Few years back, I come to China. Pakistan and China are the neighboring countries. We have a very good relation from the day first. So I knew the China very well. I think you people know the Pakistan people very well. So we have many collaboration with China. China has many cooperation with us, like in Belt and Road Initiative. We have the CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. This is a very big milestone. And the same time, I know the China very well. My perception about the China is from day first not changed. It is developed country. We know each other, Pakistan and Chinese people. So this is a great time. Whenever I came to China, my perception about China is the same, like that China is developing a much more, especially in economic growth, is the remarkable way.
And in Chinese, we have a term called 八铁, that's we call it ironclad friendship between China and Pakistan. And Damira, just now you mentioned it's your first time to China and also covered the 2 sessions. So I'm wondering, what perceptions do you have for China?
My first impression when I came here was that the city, it's not cold like other big cities where I was in Western Europe. It's a little bit more cozy and warmer, and no so much skyscrapers and not so much buildings like that. And that was a sign, some kind of sign that I will be I'll feel very good here during my being here. And all the other things, I still build some relation with your food.
What do you think of the food here?
I'm not in love still, but in everything else in Beijing, I'm pretty in love for these 10 days while I came here. But food is a little bit different than my perception. A lot of spices, a lot of taste. I have time to use to eat Chinese food, so.
How long are you staying here this time?
I'm here till end of June.
About 4 months.
Yes, 4 months.
So, okay, so I really hope that these 4 months of staying make you love the city of Beijing and make you want to come later in your life. And what about you? You also said that you come here for the first time. So
no, it's actually the second time.
Second time.
Yeah, I'm covering the 2 sessions for the first time. And speaking about that, when I first had the chance to come to China, I was a little bit hesitating because China seems so far. China seems so different. But when I came here for 10 days for the first time, I decided to come here for 4 months. And I guess after these 4 months, maybe I'll stay here forever.
I'm wondering, what makes you, after the first 10 days, what makes you want to stay here, once more, come here?
There is a certain charm in Beijing that you can't find anywhere else in the world. And even though we think that people are here are a little bit, have different cultures, are okay, but they are very friendly and very kind, and the kindest maybe comparing to any other country that I have visited.
And I really do hope that this time you are staying for 4 months.
Yeah.
And I really hope that after these 4 months you want to stay here forever.
Yeah.
Because China is so huge. We have a lot of cities, and each city have their own charm and unique characteristics. And there are plenty of wonders for you to explore. So now let's talk about China's 2 sessions. It's really today's topic. We want to get an understanding of how foreign media friends like you guys think of China's political events, because inside China, we know it's the most important political events of the year. It matters to every Chinese people's lives. But do you know China's 2 sessions before you come here? Why don't we start with you, Damira?
Let's start. I said before that I covered on some way 2 sessions before from home, from agencies, from news, from other media and these things, maybe even yours.
Yeah.
And I know how it works, but be here and see everything. And I need to add in this and this that we talked before. You are so disciplined. Everything is right on time. In my country, it's not like that, definitely, in whole Balkans. And this is a so good experience to see something different, some other system, how thing works. And just honored to be here on the biggest event in 1 year, political event. For me, as a foreign policy journalist, it's a big thing definitely, and the big experience that I will talk about to my colleagues home, definitely.
And I know that this time you have also worked with one of my colleagues. He actually lead you to some press conferences to get you understanding more about how everything works. So why don't we check out a short video by Damira and my colleague Xu Xinchen. Let's take a look.
Hello from Beijing.
I'm Damira with FTV from Bosnia and Herzegovina.
I'm Xinchen with CGTN.
It took me like 30 hours to reach here.
And we're right now in the Chinese capital covering the second session for the 14th National People's Congress and the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference. They actually been met for the first time during the opening sessions.
Yes, you're right.
中华人民共和国第14届全国人民代表大会第2次会议开幕。
And during the opening ceremony, Chinese Premier Li Qiang delivered the government work report that shows the roadmap for development in the year of 2024, setting the growth target at around 5%. But it's more than just about economic growth, right?
Of course, and everything was full of international journalists who came in China to report about everything that you said and more. I am one of them. I'm here for first time to cover 2 sessions, the first time in China. As a journalist, foreign policy journalist from a small European country, I have a great honor and such a pleasure to be here and doing my job from a Chinese capital.
And in fact, we went to the press conference for China's foreign policies. It's another early morning.
Yes.
You have your coffee?
Yes, I have my coffee to wake up well because we are here in this venue to go to Presser of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of China.
It's packed. Right, it's packed. Maybe we're sitting around with
Yes, great.
Yeah. For you. It's packed. Oh my God, it's packed. So
A
many
lot
people.
of people.
Yeah, it's a big room.
I expect kind of this because this is really important event for all international journalists, so you in China too. So for my audience at home, mostly they wanted to know something new about policy put in my language, that is Belt and Road Initiative.
Oh, the Belt and Road Initiative.
Yeah,
Yes.
because my country is a part of that project, and that could be very, very important for us. Chinese people never late.
Good morning, fellow journalists. It is my great pleasure to meet you guys during 2 sessions.
Thank you. I'm Ahmed Mohammed from Egyptian television.
Thank you. Question from Antara, Indonesia National News Agency.
Thank you. Good morning. Prensa Latina News Agency.
From Zanzibar Broadcasting Corporation.
Mr. Wang, China's relationship with Europe seemed to slightly improve during last year, but there are still some tensions.
There are many successful examples of China-EU cooperation in building the Belt and Road Initiative, such as the Hungary-Serbia Railway, the port of Piraeus in Greece, and the sea crossing bridge in Croatia. These are all signature projects. In fact, there is no fundamental conflict of interest or geopolitical conflict between China and Europe, and the common interests of both sides far outweigh their differences. The correct positioning of China-EU relations should be as partners. The main tone should be cooperation, the key value should be autonomy, and the development prospects should be a win-win.
关键价值应当是自主，发展前景应当是共赢。
The press conference actually involved quite a lot of discussions about Europe.
Yeah, definitely. China's standing is that Europe is very important, and Minister has said something like, I'm not sure have I these exact words, but that Europe knows that without a stable China, there is not stable world, and the opposite. It was quite interesting.
It's been a packed week or so for journalists from both China and, of course, elsewhere around the world. What are some of the feelings that you get from your reportings during the past few days?
This was something new for me, and pretty exciting. I need to admit. As a journalist, foreign journalist from a small country, this is an honor to came here to such a big, such important country for the world. Like China is from capital reporting about the most important political event in the year. It was a great thing. I hope I'll be back.
Yeah,
maybe next year.
Yes.
Damira from FTV.
Xu Xinchen, CGTN.
Reporting from Beijing.
Well, just now we've seen your reporting with my colleague Xu Xinchen. I think you guys have all been to the press conference of by the foreign minister, right? So I'm wondering, covering the two sessions, as a foreign journalist, what do you expect to get from the two sessions? So why don't we start with you?
What we expect to get?
Yeah, from the different press conferences, or what are some of the areas that you care the most as a foreign journalist?
So the economy is an area where we are all interested in during the two sessions because it's on the top of the agenda of the 2024 NPCs of the two sessions. When it comes to me, what was really interesting in this area is what Prime Minister Lee referred to in his annual speech as the rural revitalization.
Rural revitalization. So why do you think that's important?
It's
you
very
want to know
important
this?
because, so while everyone admires the fact that China has made a miracle in the last century by lifting hundreds of thousands of people above the poverty line, we should not forget that there is a huge work that's still going on because the mission isn't fully accomplished yet. The work isn't over yet because China is trying to make sure that these people won't be slipping back into poverty. So, and last year a huge work was done in this area specifically. For example, I heard that 99% of these people now have access to basic medical insurance, free basic medical insurance. Lots of them were relocated from inhospitable areas to other areas. They now have access to employment, and there is a development in the infrastructure, especially in building railways and others. And another topic, and by the way, this is when we say that China is achieving such goals, it doesn't only benefit China, because with such a huge population and such a huge landscape and resources, these goals benefit the whole world. I remember, for example, in 2022, the World Bank issued a statement in which it says that China helped reduce poverty, global poverty, by 3/4. So China is helping the whole world, the whole planet, not only its people. And the same thing goes to environment, okay? So unlike other countries, for example, like Western nations, and I'm mentioning the United States right now because it's one of the main contributors in pollutions, China is taking this problem very seriously. We've seen that it has been breaking the world records, and it's the country that is producing and installing the most solar panels, for example, in the whole planet. So, yes, and I believe that more progress will be made in these two areas according to the 2024 plan.
And just now you were talking about the environment. I think as a Chinese, I think we have this real sense of experience to really know the environment is actually changing. Because I remember in the 2000s when that time, the reportings about China's weather, the fog, the smog. But now, after the years passed, we have really seen that each year the air quality is getting better and better. And now you've also seen that the government is using policies to promote people are using clean energy. For example, the NEV market, the new energy vehicle market. Why? I think one of the factors why China's NEV market is developing that quickly is the government's policy. For example, in the city of Shanghai, it's extremely hard to get a car plate, even if you have the money to buy a car plate. Yes. But if it's a green car or a NEV, you can get a car plate without waiting. So that encourages people to buy new energy vehicles. And now Shanghai, I think, over 50% of the cars running on road are new energy vehicles.
Yes, and when I caught up with some Arab friends who are living in other regions, and when they came to Beijing, the first thing they pointed out to was the air quality, the improvement in air quality. They told me that a few years ago the air smoke was much worse. And now there has been a big improvement on this level. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I was experienced because in first time I came few years ago in Beijing. When we woke up in the morning, there was a smoke and fog. So just when I came second time and third time, the clear sky. Even I see the sky on stars on the skies at night. This is very amazing. In big city, if you are lighting, there is a problem to see the star, but I see the star very clear. The sky is so blue sky. So
yeah, so I think it's really nice, and I'm glad to see that you guys come here and see those improvements, especially in environment, with your own eyes, instead of just seeing those images with some filters. And just now, in Xu Xincheng's package with you, you've been to the press conference by Foreign Minister Wang Yi. I'm wondering, what is your focus there? And tell us something, your experience of the conference.
About my expectation of that press conference, it was that Chinese government maybe can give some I don't know to say, don't use biggest words, to offer some solution maybe, or some plan for that war in Gaza for Palestinians, because Chinese delegates in United Nations days before have a very correct moves in that way. We just get promise that China will continue to support Palestinians. So I hope that China will do something concrete, because China have strength to do that. And other topics that was very important to me to hear, and it's about initiative Belt and Road, because my country is part of that project. It's on that way, and we have some projects that are very good for our country. Yet they're over in our whole region, whole Western Balkans have very good influence of that project, and I hope that these projects will continue, like Minister of Foreign Affairs said on press conference, that Europe will be on some way in focus of that initiative.
Yeah, and just now, like you said, peace and stability is always very important, especially given the current situations. I think Foreign Minister Wang Yi has repeatedly saying this in different occasions, and he emphasized at the press conference yesterday that China is supporting Palestinians' right, to form its own state, nation. And by talking about this, seeking or promoting peace and regional peace and stability, Desca, you have raised the question to Foreign Minister Wang Yi. And before we're talking about, let's first get a look at what questions did Desca raise to the Foreign Minister. Let's take a look.
Thank you. Question from Antara, Indonesia National News Agency. In July 2023, China and ASEAN member countries agreed to foster the negotiation for a binding code of conduct for South China Sea. But regarding this kind of situation currently, is China still optimistic for the negotiation? And if so, what does China offer for more harmonious and peaceful for the code of conduct in South China Sea? Thank you.
印尼安塔拉通讯社，2023年7月，中国与东盟国家一致同意推动谈判，推进达成具有约束力的南海行为准则。为营造南海和平和谐环境，中方将在推动达成南海行为准则方面提出什么方案？
中国人民在南海世代生活，南沙诸岛早已是中国政府依法管辖的领土。今天的南海又是世界上最繁忙、最安全、最自由的海洋。几十年来，全球50%的商船，1/3的海上贸易航经于此，从未受到过任何的干扰或者阻碍。所以，环顾当今动荡的世界，南海保持着和平稳定，这离不开中国东盟国家共同做出的努力，诸为不易，弥足珍惜。
So, Desca, just now we've heard your questions about the South China Sea. So, why do you want to raise this question? Why do you think it's important?
Because Indonesia is part of Southeast countries, and the South China Sea is like the borders, China and also Philippines and also Vietnam and Brunei Darussalam. Sorry for my voice. It's like latent problems in Southeast Asia countries. But we cannot just make it or just complain without doing anything. So because the negotiation is very, very long, since I think I read some negotiations start from the 1997 and then just started again in 2002, but it delayed in 2019, and now even last week we watch the short video about the clash Philippines and also China ship in the South China Sea. So as the part of ASEAN countries, Indonesia, and because I work from Antara, Indonesia National News Agency, I think it's important to me to asking questions that related and what we can get from China and moving forward from this situation, not only waiting for something, just fighting the class repeating and they're repeating, but we have to make something and moving forward for this situation. I think it's something like that I want to know from Foreign Minister Wang Yi, and he also said China will continue the negotiation with two core principles. I think he always, and he said it before, but maybe some people forget, or maybe we have to be refreshed about the China commitment regarding the South China Sea. Sorry. So I think China is really consistent with its commitment for negotiation, the code of conduct.
Yeah, and I think it's really important for both sides to keep calm and back to the negotiation table. I think China's efforts, to negotiate on this conflict never stops. But there are some challenges. But let's hope for, hope for the two sides will keep calm and maintain a peace and a stable regional situation. And Mr. Salam, you didn't got a chance to raise a question to the foreign minister that day, but if you had a chance, what question will you ask to foreign minister?
About the CPEC, because CPEC is the biggest and the most important project for both countries. We have benefited many projects by the Chinese one in Belt and Road Initiative. CPEC, Gwadar is also beneficial for the Chinese because it is near to the China to cover the Gulf region. Gulf mean warm water. So it is not a time because too many questions were raised, so I didn't get a chance. So it doesn't matter. Next year, I hope I will get the chance to raise these questions.
Yeah, just try to raise your hands more times to let the foreign minister see you.
Twice try, but I feel that it was not at the moment. I was some not lucky one.
And just now you were talking about the CPEC. That's the full name is China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Actually, that's one of the key projects under the Belt and Road Initiative. And by the way, mentioning Pakistan, it joins the Belt and Road Initiative. It's one of the earliest countries to join the BRI in 2013. So to get more understanding of CPEC and the BRI, and also your observation of the two sessions, let's take a look at the short video made by me and also Mr. Salam.
It's the most important political event of the year in China, the two sessions, and it's also a big occasion for journalists from both home and abroad. I met a journalist from China's ironclad friend, Pakistan. Mir Salam Khan has been to China for 3 times, but it's his first time to the two sessions. One of the most satisfying experiences for him is going to different sessions and listening to the high-level Chinese officials. What he cares for the most is China's economy and how it can benefit the world, especially Pakistan. I asked him what he would like to know if he was given the opportunity to pose a question.
I will ask the question about the BRI, especially in BRI, so it is the most important for us.
CPEC, or China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, is a major project under the BRI, linking the Gwadar port in southwestern Pakistan with Kashgar in northwest China's Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. Over the past decades, the corridor has witnessed several major achievements, including the development of Gwadar Port City, energy products, transportation infrastructure, and industrial cooperation. It's called a flagship project of China's Belt and Road Initiative. And the draft of the government work report also says this in its plan for 2024 as part of China's opening up efforts. And those efforts are welcomed by the Pakistan ambassador to China.
So I think the important thing is high quality development. That will be a major feature of the Belt and Road projects. Innovation will feature prominently. Green development, green technologies, that will also be a hallmark of these projects.
CPEC is a very big and important project between Pakistan and China. What's your views about it?
Yes, CPEC is very important. It is a pioneering project of Belt and Road Initiative. We look forward to working very closely with China to add more value, build on that momentum, generating more livelihoods and making it really inclusive.
And these 2 days you've been to different occasions, including the press conference this afternoon. So how do you feel?
Yes, this is also a great experience for me. I learned a lot. The minister, the chairman and the others high officials give a detailed briefing about the China economic development, green economy, security progress. It is a great experience for me.
And we do hope you can join us the same time during next year's two sessions to come to China and understand more about China.
Sure. I more about 4 months here. I will learn a lot.
So all the 4 countries have joined the Belt and Road Initiative. Pakistan joined the Belt and Road Initiative in 2013, became one of the earliest countries to do so. And Indonesia joined the initiative in 2018, although relatively a little bit late. But actually, it's in Indonesia in 2013 that President Xi Jinping first proposed the idea of the so-called Maritime Silk Road. And then the Maritime Silk Road became a very important part of the BRI. And Bosnia and Herzegovina and Lebanon have both joined the initiative in 2017. So as a Chinese, we know that Belt and Road Initiative is really a initiative that boosting cooperations among countries. But what about people in your countries? How are their perceptions of BRI? Do they know BRI? Why don't we start with you? Yes.
Okay, so even those who aren't really digging deep into BRI as average citizens, they seem to like the Chinese culture and they seem to welcome Chinese cooperation. For example, I'm talking on the culture cooperation level. The first institute to teach the Chinese language in the Middle East was opened in Lebanon, okay, the Confucius Institute. And we can see that lots of students are really excited and interested in learning the Chinese language and then coming here to China to continue their education and live in China. China, there have been also some kind of cooperations on other levels, like for example, China is sending peacekeeping forces to Lebanon. They are providing medical aids and others. But unfortunately, I can see, and from my own point of view, that comparing to other Middle Eastern countries, Lebanon is still a little bit far behind. Even though China has announced that it's open for more infrastructure and investments in Lebanon. So we, as journalists, some journalists in my country and politicians are pushing forward for more cooperation because I believe that what Lebanon needs now is the win-win cooperation policy, especially that even that all the old cooperations ended up in getting Lebanon in a huge crisis, if we can say. So yes.
And what about in your country? Because China is now building a lot of infrastructure projects in Middle and Eastern Europe, like the Hungarian railway. That's a very huge one. So do people in your country talk about it, or, you know?
People in my country know that Chinese invest some big money in our country to build our roads, our railways, to, I don't know, bridges. And that the Chinese are present in our region, mostly in Serbia, our neighbor, and that is everything that they know. But my colleagues in my department and I, we're trying to teach people how that money comes. It's not why Chinese just love Bosnians and people in Balkans and came with some money. This is a system. This is a global project initiative. So we need to know, people in my country need to know that we are a part of some big thing that happens that could bring, and I hope that will bring really a big change in whole that way of initiative Belt and Road.
Mm-hmm. And Mr. Salam, I think in Pakistan the initiative has been there for over a decade, and we've seen some concrete projects like the CPEC you just mentioned, and your
Sindek Metal Project, Dudar Metal Project, many green energy projects, many projects across the Pakistan are going on between the Pakistan-China economic corridor policy.
And so how does this project change lives of the people there?
Yeah, the life of people will be improved because people and government believe that China has a good advanced technology, hard-working people, disciplined people, so they will benefit from the BRI. Apart from BRI, Pakistan and China has the long from the day first they have the good relations. So we have a very good quotation. You may heard that Pakistan and China friendship is deeper than ocean, sweeter than honey, and higher than mountains. So this is not the BRI is not the only one, and CPEC is the only, I think, the part of this. We have JF-17 Thunder airplane project, fighter project, which is some best quality aeroplanes, fighter aeroplanes in the world now. It is categorized. So Pakistan-China economic corridor is the, apart from that, you will be amazed that in our city, Quetta, Balochistan, where the CPEC last deep sea port Gwadar is in our province. 50 years before, two Chinese young men came and make a hotel there, and these soup are so famous till now, and they people are now got an old one, but the cuisine of China start from 50 years ago. So you know the people of China and Pakistan, Balochistan, they have deeply rooted good relation from the day first. You know better than me.
That's a really lovely story about the cuisine.
If you came, I invite you all. I will taste the good soup, especially in the winter season, because Chinese. Apart from that, I visited many provinces like Shenzhen, Shanghai, Xi'an, Shenzhen, Beijing. China has not only the quality in these days. In past, if you go to the Great Wall, see, I go to the in Xi'an province, terracotta. China has the most disciplined nation. Not only now, in past also. Terracotta amazed me. The Great Wall amazed me. Many other things in past 100 and 1,000 years ago. It's mean that China has not developed in this era. Also in the past too. So the most impressive thing that inspired me, the discipline of China people's, hardworking. Also there's so humble. Often in the street when I go through, I ask the people, it show me that they don't have a time, but they give a time. They make me that where to go. They have guided me. So the Chinese has inspired me a lot. Not only the Chinese people, Mao Zedong, and then now the current president, the Xi Jinping, is inspiring personalities. They make change the whole China, not the China. Now China is becoming the global power in economics, also in technology. So all the things that will inspire me is the best way.
And just now, you talked about technology cooperation, because the Belt and Road Initiative has really developed for over a decade. In the beginning, there are more cooperation, like in infrastructure, like building roads, bridges, those kinds of things. But now China is promoting the idea, because when it comes to another decade, China also wants to upgrade the Belt and Road Initiative. Now we are calling it a high quality development of the BRI. So instead of just developing like infrastructure, building roads, bridges, those kinds of things, future cooperations, like written in the government work report this year, will be focused on like green economy, like innovation, technology. And by talking about technology, I think one very huge project last year in Indonesia is the railway, the high-speed railway project. So as a reporter, have you been able to talk to people there, and how do they think of, this changed their lives?
Yeah, first of all, I came here in Beijing on August, but the Jakarta-Bandung speed train open for public on 14 October, so I missed.
You missed the run of the train, yeah. But you got a chance to to take the high-speed railways in China.
Yeah. For sure.
That's basically, I think, the same experience, because the same standard, the same speed, everything is just the same. You can experience here.
Yeah. And I just know, like in the last year, 2023, Nikkei Asia make like survey for the most buzzword in internet in Indonesia.
Most buzzword.
Yeah, and you want to guess, or I just spill the answer. So the most buzzword in according to Nikkei Asia is WUS. WUS is the name of speed train Jakarta Bandung. So I think and even WUS already got passenger for 1 million passenger only in 4 months.
1 million passengers?
No, 2 months, from October to December. So it's real popular in Indonesia, because for 150 kilometers only for 30 minutes, like from Beijing to Tianjin. It's just the same Jakarta-Bandung distance, and very convenient and very fast and very punctual. So yeah, it's very convenient. I think Indonesian people not so familiar with Belt and Road Initiative. What kind of terminology is it? But if you say it, Jakarta-Bandung speed train, if you say it WUS, if you say train, speed train, if you say that China speed train, I think most Indonesian people know. And I think it's
and
not
I think that's
the
more
only one.
important just than the concept. Those concrete cooperations that change people's lives, those things are definitely more important. And I think that definitely going to boost the economic development of Indonesia, because in China we have a very, very old saying called, if you want to get rich, get the roads done, to boost the connectivity, to connect the people. For example, if you think about the Yangtze River Delta region, why it is so economically advanced, because it's the road system is extremely advanced. Yeah, it's the basics. And so now we've talked about Belt and Road cooperation and infrastructure and all those projects. Let's now talk about us, media personnel, media practitioners. What do you expect BRI could bring to cooperation among media staff? Why don't we start with you?
Okay, okay, this opportunity is a great example. Okay, we're here today, we're discussing our point of view, we're sharing our experience, and also I had a small opportunity for a cooperation with the CCTV correspondent in Lebanon and with the Xinhua News Agency. So in the future, we hope that this cooperation will be more consistent and more organized, so we can help each other and benefit from each other experience under the BRI initiative.
Mm-hmm. And
networking in this job is one of the best resources, most important. At home or internationally, but networking, and again networking, definitely. And here we have that opportunity because the journalists from whole world are here, and like she said, this moment is a great proof of that, and that we see my segment from your program with your colleague. That is the way that I learn something definitely new, because that way of doing stories, it's not common in my country. No one does do that. So I definitely from China bring home something new that maybe can make change on our Bosnian media story in all.
I think it's a mutual learning thing. Not only you are learning from us, bring something new to you, we are also learning each time when working with colleagues, media personnel from different countries, that we are also getting something new. So it's mutual learning, and it's good to have this not only infrastructure cooperation, but also people-to-people exchanges. I think that's really the meaning of people-to-people exchanges. And this time I've also had a very lovely experience of working with Mr. Salam. So what do you expect we could work on in the future?
Yes, working together makes the both country experience to share, to improve their skills, to improve their way of living style. So you said that BRI is the most important project. In me, CPEC is the part of this. Also in the past, when we compare that the Great Silk Road, because the Pakistan and China has the border near to our Gilgit, so we have experienced that this road, this CPEC will make the changes, the better changes in our life, especially in the Pakistan people. So also China will be beneficial from this CPEC. So you said about the journalists across the countries we have here gathered, so we learn from each other. Also we enjoy the life here, the cuisine of Chinese, especially the Xinjiang province cuisine. I like it because it is similar to us. So this is the way, if you work together, the journalist, the media person. Also we have in our channel, China is giving a much technological systematic upgradation to our channel. So thanks to them, so they always cooperate with us in earthquake, in national disasters. A few days ago, we have experience in our province, Balochistan, especially in Gawadar. The Chinese government, the Chinese COPEC, China's overseas port handling company, help the people to evacuate, give them the food items, any other assistance they will given to us. So thanks to them, good experience with us in China and Pakistan, always be a friend and will be remain.
Absolutely. And before the show starts, you told me that you are going to stay here for 3 years. So, right, 3 years. It's not that long, actually. And you will have a lot of experience, experience maybe in the future to work with different media organizations. So what do you expect, to working with Chinese medias?
So my 6 months impression before the 2 sessions, the Chinese media and Chinese reporter is very disciplined and it's very what the word is. It's not so.
But discipline, I think it's a good word too. I'll take it as a compliment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but in the 2 sessions, I saw with my eyes the Chinese media also do the spontaneous interview. In my country, the name is doorstop. So the speakers just stay there, and then people will just asking a lot of questions without listing questions like the press conference, the formal and so straightforward interview. And I think, wow, they also do that. So
yeah, that's our actually everyday job. That's our everyday job to ask those straight questions, to try to, because every time you see the press conference, after the press conference, all the media, especially Chinese media, will run towards the front row to try to get the last chance of asking questions to the media.
This is a habit of journalism.
Yes, it's the same. We do that every day.
Not so often for me with the Chinese media.
So that's also something new.
Yeah, I think, wow. They are still the media that I know before. So I just know it that the Chinese media also have a right to ask the question with their own perspective and with their, if they curious to something, they just ask it. It's quite a new experience for me, and I think if we all journalists have that kind of perspective, yeah, we can work each other, I think.
Right, and that's something that you will find, when you are here. When you cover the 2 sessions, you will see, okay, that's also how we do the job, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, it's really lovely talking to you guys. So just now we were talking about the Belt and Road Initiative, and as this initiative entering a new chapter of what we call a high quality development, I believe a deeper level of cooperation, like the media cooperation, like the dialogue we have today, will take place more often in the future. And I think as media together, we can also be a strong force to promote what China calls a shared future for mankind. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining CGTN. Thank you very much. I'm Movin from CGTN, and that's the end of our program, and see you next time.